I'm going to talk to you about getting your needs met a different way than you might be getting them met now, and that is to ask for what you need. When we're in a difficult relationship and we need things, often the only way we know how to get our needs met is to try to force the other person to meet them, to try to force the other person to change, to demand change, to threaten that what's going to happen if we don't get change. And often what that happens in our relationships is that we get angry, we get intense, we get pushy, we get controlling. We don't allow the other person to actually in a healthy way, say yes or say no. We give away our power to control our own lives and choices because we're just focused on making the other person change. And we just forget to figure out, like, how can we handle this and what can we do if we don't get that change? Because all of the energy and the intensity is on the other person and trying to force that. And then also, we don't take responsibility for our feelings and choices. We don't really take time to attend to how are we feeling? How are we affected? What is our bottom line? What is it that we really need? So in contrast to that, when we ask for what we need, this is what we get. We get to pay attention to what is going on with us, to know what is that feeling, what is that thought, what is that need, why does this hurt, why does this feel bad? Or maybe this isn't a big deal. Maybe we've just been focused on it and it's something that we can do without. We also give the other person the right and the opportunity to clearly say yes or clearly say no. We get the opportunity to ask directly for what we need, to take responsibility for what we need as a person who is responsible for our own feelings and our own choices and our own needs. We can decide for ourselves what to do about the situation should the other person say no instead of saying yes. Now, I recently had an opportunity to do this in my own life. I had a relationship where there was something going on that was really not good for me, that I didn't like, that I really wanted changed, and I kind of approached it the wrong way at first. I demanded change. I told the person what was wrong with him. I told him why it was bad, what he was doing, that it had to change, and all I was getting was pushback and resistance. So because the pushback and the resistance continued, I then turned around and looked at myself and thought, okay, why is this important to me? How am I feeling? Am I upset? Am I angry? Am I sad? Am I hurt? And what's going on? And then bottom line, what do I need in this situation and why? Why is it important to me? What am I going to do if this change doesn't happen? How am I going to respond to that? Can I make an adjustment? Can I be okay with that? I mean, all of these things. It was a much deeper level of processing this particular issue than I had done before when I was just demanding that the other person change and trying to force that change. So over the process of 3 weeks, I had to ask 3 times, gently, clearly. This is how I presented it. It's like, I am not saying that you're wrong, and I'm not demanding that you change, but I need to let you know about something that is going on with me. I'm very uncomfortable with this situation. It's causing there to be a divide in my relationship with you. It's making me not feel good about you. It's making me kind of pull back and shut down. And this is what I need, and this is why I need it. And I'm asking you to consider it and to think about whether or not you can do this for me. And then I let it go. And I gave it time, and then when there was no response, I asked for it a second time, and then a third time. And after the third time, I actually got the change that I wanted, which was awesome. Doesn't mean that I'm always going to get the change that I want. Doesn't mean the other person is always going to be able to do what I need or fill that need. And if that's the case, then I get to decide what to do with that. What can I do with this unmet need or this situation that I'm not comfortable with? It gives me choices. It doesn't mean I'm stuck, it just gives me choices. Now, there are some of you listening to this that never ask for what you need. You are quiet, you're passive, you don't want to rock the boat, you don't trust the other person to meet your need, you just don't want to go through the rejection of feeling so bad when the person says no. And then there are those of you listening who or watching who don't even know what you need. If you don't know what you need to start paying attention. What would make you happy? What makes you unhappy? What would make you feel fulfilled? What makes you feel unfulfilled? What would you need in this situation to feel safe, to feel comfortable, to feel loved, to feel accepted, to feel heard? Start paying attention to those things. What do you like? What do you not like? What makes you feel good? What makes you feel bad? If you start paying attention to those things, you're going to become aware of your needs. Then you have to take that risk and ask directly for what you need, taking responsibility for the fact that it's your need because of your feeling, your personality, your situation. So I can't guarantee you that this is always going to get your needs met, but I guarantee you it's going to get you more of your needs met than you have been getting, and it's also going to give you more power over your own life. Thank you for watching this video on Change My Relationship.